It's 3 months before 2024 ends. It's not too late for you to start working on those plans. If you fail to plan, you plan to fail. Hi everyone, welcome back to my YouTube channel and welcome to another episode of Young and Saved. Thank you so much for stopping by. I hope you're going to enjoy this episode. Today we are going to talk about the power of planning with God. It's 3 months before 2024 ends, and I know that some of the plans that you have written down in January, but you have not worked on those plans. It could be because you are lazy or because of some of the reasons. I'm here to tell you that it's not too late for you to start working on those plans. And by the end of this year, you will see progress. You'll see some of your plans coming to pass. You'll see some of them prospering, okay? And for anyone who hasn't planned anything for themselves because of disappointment, discouragement, or you planned last time and things didn't come out the way you wanted, so you feel like you don't want to plan, or you're just lazy to plan, I am here to remind you that if you fail to plan, you plan to fail. So plan your life, plan something. It could be family, financials, your body plans, anything that you want in your life. Just get your pen out, write it down, and start working on those plans, okay? Now, because we're on day 16 of 31 Days of Proverbs Challenge, our main points are going to come from Proverbs chapter 16. The whole chapter talks about planning our lives, planning with God, and succeeding with our plans. So I saw it fit that we use this chapter to derive or to take out main points that I want to address today. So I am going to give you 4 key points to consider when you are planning your life. Number 1, you have to recognize that there are human plans and God's plans. God has plans for your life. He has plans for my life. We see that coming from Jeremiah chapter 29 verse 11, where God says, "For I know the plans that I have for you, plans for you to prosper, plans for future, plans for hope, not plans to destroy you or harm you." These are God's plans. He wants us to prosper. He wants us to do well. He wants us to have hope. He wants us to have a bright future. Now, we as humans, we also have plans. In fact, God has given us the ability to plan for ourselves. However, it's very important to realize that God also has a plan for your life. So while you are planning, please consider that God has a plan for your life. Here are my plans, and here are your plans. How do we bring them together? So it's not bad to plan for your life, but it's also important to consider and to think that God also has plans for your life. Proverbs chapter 16 verse 1 says, "We can make our own plans, but the Lord gives the right answer." You can make plans for your life, for your future, for your finances, but the Lord has the right answer. Point number 2, commit your plans to God. After you have written your plans down, you have written your goals down, you know what you want for the year, it's very important to go to God and commit those goals or those plans to Him. Give Him those plans. Let Him have a say in those plans. Let Him remove or add His plans on top of your plans, okay? Proverbs chapter 16 verse 3 says, "Commit your actions to the Lord, and your plans will succeed." This is a blueprint of how to succeed in your plans, because you know what, so many times we are planning every year, we are writing resolutions, and none of the things that we write, or only one thing happens. But most of the things don't happen. Why? Because we are going ahead of God. We are taking our own steps. We are taking our own direction. We are doing it our own way. Point number 3, rely on God's guidance and wisdom. I know you have your own strategy of how you are going to achieve those goals, but let me tell you, God is the ultimate strategist. He's an extraordinary strategist. He's the one who can help you on how to quickly achieve those goals, how to take shortcuts, how to meet the right people. Rely on Him. Rely on His guidance. He is the wisdom Himself. So if you take your plans to Him and you tell Him that, "God, I don't know which step to take, or I know the step that I want to take, but I'm not sure if this is the right step," God will lead you. He will lead you. Proverbs chapter 16 verse 9 says, we can make our plans, but the Lord determines our steps. We can make our own plans, but the Lord establishes our steps. Let the Lord order your steps. Let the Lord tell you, put A plus Z, they're gonna give you A's. Let God help you to mix things up so that your plans can succeed. Let the Lord tell you which door to knock at. Let the Lord tell you which room to enter, because there are some rooms that are very dangerous. They can kill your dreams, okay? They can kill your plans. It might look like this is a beautiful place and these people are big-minded, they have good mindset, but they might not be good for you or for your plans. So let the Lord tell you which people to network with. Another verse that supports this comes from Proverbs chapter 16 verse 33. It says, we may throw a dice, but the Lord determines how they fall. You can throw a dice, but at the end of the day, it's God who determines how that dice will come out. How will you succeed? It is the Lord who determines how they fall. You can have your plans together. You have your strategies put together. Have funds here. Have everything together. Everything planned. You can have everything planned out. But at the end of the day, it is the Lord who determines if that plan is going to make it or not. So it's important to fully rely on Him, to rely on His wisdom, because He's not going to fail, because He's not going to fail on His plan. If He's the one who planned, if He's the one who gave you guidance, He's the one who gave you the wisdom, He's the one who told you to go to that room or go to that door and knock, there's no way that plan is going to fail. But if you do it your way, you say, I know how to roll the dice, I know how to throw this thing, I know I've done this, you might not make it, okay? So it's very important to rely on God, fully rely on Him. The fourth point, and this is our last point, is humility and pride in planning. Be very careful not to be prideful when you are planning. And I know this can come from experience, because you are a senior, you have been in the industry for a long time, so you know how to do this thing. That's pride. Not giving God control over your plans, not relying on God's wisdom and guidance when you are planning your life and you're planning your business and everything, it is actually pride. You're actually telling God that you know better than Him, you know that this plan is going to succeed. You actually don't need Him, and it is pride. And pride leads to distraction. Proverbs chapter 16 verse 18 says, pride goes before destruction and haughtiness before a fall. So if you know too much that you feel like you don't need God, that's pride. Be humble when you are planning everything. It doesn't matter how big or how much money it's going to make you. Remain humble. Let the Lord lead you. Let the Lord take charge. Let the Lord take or have full control over those plans, okay? Then your plans will succeed. Let me tell you guys, this whole chapter, Proverbs chapter 16, is so powerful and very important to me because I love writing things. I like planning, but I've seen for so many years in my life that I haven't been succeeding. And it might be for one of the reasons, either pride, I felt like I know how to strategize, I know how to, or laziness, or not committing my plans to God, or not relying on His guidance and wisdom. So this verse or this chapter is actually grounding me so much, and it's giving me so much confidence, in God. It's making me to fully rely on God, and I'm so grateful that God has really led us into doing this challenge, because I'm learning so much that for you to succeed in life, you gotta have God first. You gotta have God in front, and that's what I am going to do. Thank you so much for stopping by. If you have any verse or word of encouragement, especially about planning with God, kindly leave that comment in the comment section. I'll really appreciate it, and I will respond to it. Thank you so much. Bye.